Looking for an easy and fast resin shaker setup? Stay with me and I will show you the simplest way to create mesmerizing shaker coaster step by step. Hi everyone, welcome back to LisinCult Resin Lab, where we solve resin problems the simple way. Today I will show you how to make a beginner-friendly shaker coaster using a temporarily single-use mold setup. If you watched my first shaker tutorial, you will remember the permanent reusable setup. We use silicone disc to build the cavity and seal it from the front with the UV resin. If you missed it, I will link it below. This time we are keeping it simpler and I will walk you through everything step by step. Let's get started. For this project, we need a slightly deep mold because we will be building a cavity, and that depth allows the decorations to move freely later. Start with the thin resin layer. This will become the visible top of the coaster. I'm using a medium viscosity resin with a 2:1 mixing ratio. And for this layer, we just need 60 grams of the resin mixture in total, 40 grams of the resin and 20 grams of the hardener. You can keep it clear or add a couple of drops of transparent ink for a soft tint. I'm choosing a very light red. Keep it subtle. Too much color would compete with the shaker effect. And a quick tip, if you're using a crystal edge mold like this, only cover the flat base. Don't let resin reach the texture edge. That prevents a visible color line later. Spray the surface of the mold with the alcohol to reduce the bubbles. Torch it gently, cover it and let it cure. But to save time, I have already prepared one, so we can move straight to the next step and start shaping the cavity. We will create the shaker cavity using 2-part putty paste, the same one I use in my handmade mold tutorial. The full tutorial is linked in the description box. It must be mixed in the correct fixed ratio. Once you combine the 2 parts, the clock starts. So always follow the manufacturer working time and full cure time of the putty paste you use. Measure accurately, mix well, and shape without delay. Form the putty into a disc slightly smaller than your cure resin base. Leave a thin, even gap all around. That becomes your sealing ring. I'm using a metal cooking cutter to control the diameter. And don't make it thinner than 1 centimeter. That thickness creates proper movement space. Something like this. This thickness will be okay. And for this ring, I'm mixing 90 grams of each part. Okay, let's do it together. Keep the side walls clean and smooth. Clean edges make sealing much easier. Once it's centered, don't leave or readjust it. Let it bond and cure fully. Alright, after about 1 hour, the putty is fully cured. Now we can build the cavity wall with the resin. This layer defines the final shaker heights and forms the sealing ring. And again, I'm using a resin with a medium viscosity with a 2:1 mixing ratio. And for this step, we need about 150 grams of resin mixture in total. I'm adding 2 or 3 drops of this pigmented red ink for the light tint. If you prefer a deeper shade, you can add a little more. It's completely up to you. And for a little extra shine, I'm adding a small pinch of holographic glitter to the resin mixture. It pairs beautifully with the crystal edge. Okay, I think it's ready to pour. Pour it carefully, but don't go higher than the putty surface. Think of that line as the ceiling of your cavity. Watch the edge where the putty meets the resin of the base. Bubbles not hiding there. Now torch the surface, then cover it and let it cure completely. Once cured, we will remove the putty disc, and that's where the fun begins. Okay, after 24 hours, the resin is fully cured, so we can gently remove the putty disc. And there it is, a clean cavity, a defined rim, and a clear space exactly where we need it. And it's ready to be filled with decoration pieces. But one quick reminder before we do. In one of my test pieces, let me show you. As you can see, tiny acrylic fillers stuck to the clear sheet. Because both are plastic, a static can pull lightweight pieces outward. And once they stick, the shaker effect doesn't look right. To prevent this, wipe the clear sheet with the soft cloth before sealing, or use heavier decorations like real crushed glass or natural stones instead. A small detail, big difference. Now let's fill the cavity. Okay, I think that's enough. But there is a key rule. Nothing should sit higher than the rim of the cavity. If something is too tall, it gets trapped between the base and the ceiling sheet and won't move freely. To check, run a wooden stick or a ruler across the rim, and if it touches anything, remove or replace it. Ours looks great. Okay, let's seal the cavity. For sealing the shaker cavity, you can use either a plexi disc like this or clear sheet. I personally prefer the clear sheet. It's easier to trim exactly to your cavity size, especially when each opening is slightly different. Just make sure it's thick enough, around 380 microns. If it's too thin, it can sag under the final resin layer. Also cut it slightly larger than your cavity opening. For example, mine is about 12 centimeters, so I cut the sheet to 13 centimeters in diameter. And I'm using a faceted two-part glue to bond the clear sheet to the cavity rim. It sets about 5 minutes and doesn't require UV equipment, which makes the process simpler. Mix the two-part glue according to the correct ratio, then apply a thin controlled line on the rim using a micro brush or eyebrow applicator, something like this. And don't let it run inside the cavity, otherwise the decorative pieces can stick and ruin the shaker effect. Now place the clear sheet on top and press gently along the edge. And if you want extra security, add a very thin bit of glue along the outer edge. Okay, it's on, and as we prepare the resin for the final layer, the glue will be fully set. You can see why I like this glue. Fast, clean, and solid. Now we can pour the final resin layer to secure the sheet and smooth the surface. For this step, I'm using 100 grams of resin mixture, and I'm working with a medium viscosity resin with a 2:1 mixing ratio. You can keep it clear or tint it to match your coaster color. I'm adding 2 or 3 drops of the red ink to keep it constant and avoid a visible color line between the layers. As usual, quickly coat the surface. Now cover it to protect from the dust and let it cure completely. We will meet again for demolding and its first shake. Okay, our piece is fully cured, so it's time for demolding. And there it is, the final result. It looks amazing. Let's take a closer look. The front surface is smooth and the edge is clean, and the shaker cavity is perfectly sealed from the backside. Now let's give it the first shake. As you can see, nothing is stuck inside and the decorations move freely. Beautiful, isn't it? Now let's compare the results of two methods. Here they are side by side. As you can see, the fillers move just as freely in both pieces. The clarity is the same and the shaker effect is identical. The setup changes, but the principles stay the same. In the temporary method that we made in this tutorial, we build the front first, then create a cavity and seal it from the back side. It's faster and great for the one-time and experimental pieces. This one we made in the first tutorial, the permanent method. It's better when you want to reproduce the same design and reuse the mold multiple times. Different setup, but the same beautiful result. Okay guys, when it comes to the shaker structures, the essentials are always the same. The right cavity height, clean sealing, and properly sized fillers. Now it's your turn. Try it yourself and see which method fits your working style better. You can experiment with different fillers and adjust the cavity height. Let me know what works best for you. Download the free PDF below for measurements, ratio, and full step-by-step of this tutorial. And if you have any questions, suggestions, and recommendations, feel free to share them in the comments. That's how we keep learning and improving together. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next resin experiment.